Hi, I'm Jeremiah Mardavan from Practical Motorhome magazine, and behind me is the Swift Escape 696, which is Swift's only addition to its budget escape range for 2011. Now, it's an overcab coach built, as you can see, with two transverse bunk beds in the rear, a big lounge for six, which turns into a double bed, and a double bed in the overcab, obviously, which makes it a great six berth with six traveling seats. If you're in this segment of the market, we think you're really going to like what you see when you see this, so let's go have a look. It looks broadly the same for 2011 as it did in 2010. It's still got the characteristic blue cab, but they've tweaked the graphics, made them a bit more integrated with the habitation, and we think it looks better this year. On the outside, you've got a clever locker, which has the leisure battery and the hookup point inside it. You've got a nice wide waste drain valve. You've got a garage door on the far side, and you've got, well, in this one, which has the comfort options pack, you've got this electric step, which it retracts automatically when you drive away. There's also a standard issue LED awning light. So all in all, it's fairly well equipped for a van in this price range. In a van less than 7 meters in length, it can be really difficult to accommodate 6 people in the lounge comfortably, particularly when some of those people are children, and this van is designed to carry children. However, Swift have done a really good job here. That side-facing seat is very comfortable. The backrest is slightly low for adults, but for children it's a great place to romp. This dinette will accommodate 4 adults in comfort, and if you want to include that side-facing seat in the dining arrangement, all you have to do is slide out this table extension, which clicks into place there. Now, we're not sure whether it should click into place because that makes it difficult to move back and forth, but that allows you to include 2 extra people in those seats when you're dining, and makes this a full proper 6 berth. Another thing is that this table bolts to the floor, which is both safer and more comfortable when you're on the move, because you won't have this table rattling or moving around, and if you braked, it won't move suddenly towards any of the passengers. Those passengers will be seated in these 4 seats. There's 2 over there and 2 over here, and you don't have to do much to get them ready to move. The seat belts are ready to go, and they stay out of the way when you're lounging, so you don't have to move them around. That's a big plus point in a van where you're carrying 6 people around all the time. So all in all, this is a great space, and we like what Swift have done here. The overcab bed is obviously a favorite place for children who are spending the night in a motorhome. Now this one, which is mounted on pneumatic struts, so it rises really easily and it's easy to pull down as well. It's not the most spacious we've seen. It's great for 2 kids, but we think it's just about big enough for 2 adults as well. One of the things we really like is that Swift has splurged a little bit on a window on that side and a reading light on this side, which in a van at this level of the market is quite unusual. So that's a great thing. There's also a safety net here, which stops you from falling out of bed at night. And to get to the bed, you use this ladder, which is quite long. Normally, it would live on the bed itself when you're on the move. You get it in place like that, and once it's there, it's fine. The only problem is that when it's set up, you can't get this lounge bed made up. So in the middle of the night, anyone who's up here who wants to get to the washroom is going to have to step down onto the lounge bed, being careful not to disturb the people who are sleeping there, and get through to the washroom. But in a van this size, which carries this many people, that kind of compromise is really unavoidable, so we can't really fault them for that. If you're using the 696 as a family van and traveling with 3 or 4 children, then this is most likely where you'll end up spending the night, because the overcab bed and the 2 bunk beds at the back are more suited to the kids. It's a good thing then that this lounge bed is easy to make up, really spacious and really comfortable. All you have to do to set it up is to lower the lounge table and pull across the 2 base pieces to this seat. And then you put in 1 fill-in cushion, rearrange all the lounge seat cushions, and well, you've got it. One thing we really like about this design is that this seat actually has 2 base pieces which lift up independently of one another. That makes it both easier to access the storage underneath the seats and to pull it across to make up the bed. The kitchen has to be good in a van that houses 6 people, and luckily the 696 has got a great one. You can see it's got loads of workspace over here, a nice big deep sink, and a 3-burner hob over here which has got ignition, so you don't need to have matches handy or a separate igniter. It's also got an oven down here which is big enough, we think, for 6. And it's well equipped as well. It's well designed. It seems like a kitchen from a van in a higher price bracket. For example, in these lockers up here, you've actually got racks for your dishes and things like that. And over here, you've got a cutlery drawer, and we like this a lot. Down here, you've got a drainer and a chopping board which fit nicely over the sink like that. So all in all, it's a great kitchen. The rear bunk beds are really clever. Firstly, you've got this ladder here which is fixed here all the time, so there's no need to move it around, there's no need to faff around with, stowing it when you don't need it and stuff like that. Now, this might look like one bed, that's because it is. This is the top bunk, and the lower bunk is down here. Right now it's in storage mode, so it's being used as a garage, but if I push aside these partitions here, you'll see the bed base down there, that flips down, and you put in the mattress fill-in bits, which live quite happily here when you're not using them. And there you go, you've got two bunks. That means you don't have a garage, but you've still got storage under that lower bed, so you've still got something. This motorhome is 6.92 meters long, and since it's meant to accommodate 6 people, something's got to give, and in this case, it was the washroom. Now, it's not a terminal fault, since in a van with 6 people, you probably wouldn't want to have a 6-person queue for the washroom anyway, and a lot of people will be using the site facilities. But it's got quite a lot of space here at waist level. Unfortunately, it sits right over the wheel arch, so there isn't much foot space at all. Also, they've cut back on GRP use in the washroom, so in order to shield the wood and some of the walls from the water, they've got a shower curtain. It's not ideal, it's a bit fiddly, but at this end of the market it's fairly common. Other than that, it works just fine. The sink is good and deep, and there's quite a bit of storage for your toiletries, so it works, it's just pretty small. Just forward of the washroom is this really spacious wardrobe. It's not lit, but it's big enough for 6, and below that is the Truma heating unit, which works on hookup and on gas. And to get access to the heater, you can get in through this hatch here. There are 2 problems with this motorhome. The washroom's a bit small, and this space between the kitchen and the washroom are a little bit narrow. Other than that, for this price, you aren't going to find a motorhome that does this job of carrying 6 people as good as the Escape 696. It costs £37,500 just about on the road, and for that money you are getting a really complete package which is well built, looks good, and has really thoughtful features which let you carry 6 people without much hassle. It's just an amazing motorhome for the price.